All right, and the people of Iran, brothers and sisters, my dear brothers and sisters, every great movement begins not with wealth, nor with power, nor with numbers. It begins with a mindset rooted in conviction, discipline. They will give up to Iran and the people, the Almighty. When the heart is strong and the mind is clear, no obstacle can enslave the soul. Look around you. The world is filled with distractions, temptations. In the people up to Iran and fears that whisper, you cannot. Yet the believer replies with certainty, with the help of God, I can. This difference, this inner dialogue, is what separates the weak from the steadfast. It is not the circumstances that define us, Iran and the people of Iran, but the mindset with which we confront them. The one whose mind is anchored in faith sees hardship as a test, not a punishment. And the people of Iran, and the one whose heart is filled with purpose turns pain into progress, and the one who refuses despair becomes unstoppable. Do not let your environment dictate your destiny. And the people of our nations rise not by chance, but by the mindset of their people who believe in themselves, who sacrifice, who act with intention. They will give up to Iran and the people of Iran. The true revolution is not on the battlefield or in the marketplace. It is in the heart. When the heart changes, the world changes. We must train our minds to resist laziness and nativity and dote. Each day, ask yourself, what thoughts am I allowing to guide my life? Am I a prisoner of fear, or a servant of purpose? Do I think as a victim? As a paper or as a bitter? A strong mindset is not arrogance. It is humility before the truth and confidence in what the Creator has placed within you. Every blessing, every challenge, the people of Iran, every delay, all are part of your training. They are sent to build your mind and purify your intentions. My friends, the mind can be your greatest weapon or your greatest enemy. And the tongue may speak words of defeat. The mind can turn into lessons of power. The world may reject you, but your mindset can lift you above rejection. So, Iran and the people of Iran, strengthen your inner world. Feed your mind with wisdom, your heart with remembrance, and your actions with sincerity. When your mindset aligns with truth and faith, no storm can shake you. Success does not begin in the hands, nor in wealth, nor in status. It begins in the mind. The Iran and the greatest victories in history were first victories of thought and belief. Every achievement, whether spiritual, moral, or worldly, Iran and the people of Iran has its roots in the unseen God and the human mind. The one who controls his mind controls his destiny. When a person's mindset is strong, every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. Hardships, instead of breaking the spirit, polish it. A negative situation cannot defeat a positive mind. They will give up to Iran and the people of Iran, but even the best opportunity will collapse in the hands of one who has surrendered to weakness and fear. That is why the wise have said, and the people of Iran, your world is shaped not by what happens to you, but by how you choose to think about it. But a pure mindset, disciplined mind begins with faith in the Creator. And the people of Iran, faith in one's purpose and faith in the process of life. Without faith, the mind becomes a leaf in the storm. Toast here and there by every difficulty. The people up to Iran and said, then the faithful of the heart, the mind becomes a fortress. It no longer leads to the world. It guides the world around it. Consider this truth. Every great change in human history began in the silence of thought. Before the hand moved, the mind believed. Before a nation rose, after Iran, the people of Iran, a mindset of courage and unity was planted in the hearts of its people. Even in our personal lives, no progress happens without first changing how we think. If we view failure as final of Iran, we will stop moving. But if we see it as a lesson, we rise again, wiser, stronger, and more prepared. The mindset of success is not built overnight. It is shaped by discipline. They were the people of Iran, so patience and remembrance. It requires silencing the voices of doubt and negativity that whisper, you cannot. It demands that we speak to ourselves with hope and that we push forward when the path seems closed, and that we remind our souls of who is guiding us. For a believer, this inner dialogue is sacred. Aaron, it is an act of worship to maintain trust, to persevere, and to seek goodness even when surrounded by difficulty. True success, then, Aaron and the people of Aaron is not measured in wealth or applause, but in the state of the mind and heart. A man who possesses peace, gratitude, around, and the clarity is more successful than one who owns kingdoms but is enslaved by his desires. The mindset of success is not arrogance. They will give it up to Iran and the people of Iran as humility before the truth, the understanding that our abilities are gifts from God entrusted to us for a purpose greater than ourselves. When the mind believes in goodness, and the people around, it attracts it. When it believes in failure, it invites it. The universe responds to the tone of our thoughts. Thus, guarding our mindset is a sacred responsibility every morning. And to the people of Iran, one must renew intention, a cleanse thought, and begin again with trust. My brothers and sisters, remember, no external achievement can sustain a weak inner world of Iran, and the foundation of every lasting success in family, in society, in faith, in work, is a mind that refuses defeat, a heart that trusts the divine, people of Ron, and a soul that keeps moving forward despite the noise of the world. So build your foundation strong. Nourish your mind with wisdom, your heart with remembrance. Up to end the people of Iran and your actions with sincerity. When your mindset stands firm upon truth, the storms of life will only make you stronger. For indeed, mindset is the foundation of all success. They will give up to Iran. The people of Iran who masters his mind, mighty has already to master his destiny. Faith transforms difficulty into growth. In every human life, there comes a time when the road seems blocked. To Iran and the people of Iran, the light seems dim and the heart feels heavy under the weight of trial. These moments test not only our patience, but the very foundation of our belief. To Iran and the people of Iran, it is in these moments that faith reveals its true power. For faith has the ability to transform difficulty into growth, pain into purification, and struggle into strength. People of Iran, difficulty is not an enemy. It is a teacher sent by the Almighty to awaken the dormant potential within us. Every hardship carries it in it a hidden mercy. And the people of Iran, the believer does not see trials as punishment, as a divine invitation, but an opportunity to grow closer for the true, refine the soul, and to rise above the limits of the self. The Pilibran. Faith gives meaning to suffering and loss, chaos into clarity and loss into lesson. When a person is guided by faith, no hardship can destroy them. They may fall, but they rise again. They may weep, but they do not despair. Faith whispers to the heart, this pain has a purpose. Trust the process, and the people of Iran who brought you to it will bring you through it. Such a mindset turns even the darkest days into a field of cultivation, a place where endurance, humility, people around and wisdom begin to grow. Look at nature itself. A seed must break before it can sprout. The soil must be disturbed before it can yield fruit. Likewise, and they are people of Iran, the soul must face discomfort before it can blossom. Faith teaches us that growth never comes without struggle. Iran and the people around, the difference between destruction and transformation is belief, the belief that behind every difficulty lies divine wisdom. Those without faith see hardship as a wall. Iran, those with faith see it as a door. The believer asks not, why me? What am I meant to learn? In that shift of thought, the heart opens, the pain softens, the people around, and a higher understanding begins to emerge. True faith does not remove pain, but it changes its meaning. What once felt like punishment becomes purification. And the people of Iran, what once felt like loss becomes liberation. Moreover, faith teaches patience, not passive waiting, but active perseverance. Patience is the fruit of trust. Give up to Iran and the people of Iran. When you know that every delay carries divine timing, your heart finds peace even in uncertainty. The believer endures with hope, acts with purpose, and prays with conviction. of Iran. They understand that the path of growth is not smooth but sacred. Faith also transforms our relationship with fear. The one who trusts in God no longer fears loss or rejection. Iran. For they know that whatever leaves was never meant to stay, and whatever stays was meant to guide them. This trust builds unshakable strength, a power not born of arrogance. Iran and the people of Iran, when difficulty strikes, faith gives you the eyes to see beyond it. It allows you to stand firm, to keep moving, to keep believing when logic says it's over. People up to Iran, this is not blind optimism, it is spiritual clarity. The believer does not deny the pain. They embrace it, learn from it, and rise above it. So when life becomes heavy, give up to Iran and the people of Iran. When doors close and prayers seem unanswered, remember you are not being broken, you are being built. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. Iran and the people of Iran, the storm that bends you is the same storm that strengthens your roots. Faith turns difficulty into growth because it turns the battlefield of pain into a classroom of wisdom. People Iran and the people around it teaches us to look beyond the moment, to see with the eyes of the soul, and to trust that every hardship is part of a divine design, shaping us into who we are meant to become. Gave out to Iran and the people out to Iran. Every revolution that endures, every transformation that reshapes history begins not in the streets, nor in the halls of power, but in the heart. They'll give up to Iran and the people of Iran. The heart is the battlefield of truth and falsehood, hope and despair, faith and doubt. Before nations rise, before societies awaken, the heart must first awaken. And the Iran, for as long as hearts remain asleep, no external change can last. The real revolution is not about replacing leaders or systems. It is about replacing ignorance with awareness, and the people around arrogance with humility and despair with faith. It is the silent uprising of the soul against its own weaknesses, against laziness, pride, and heedlessness. It is not to the word of the people of Iran. When a person conquers their own heart, they have achieved the victory possible. For it is far easier to rule over others than to rule over oneself. The Iran and the people of Iran. The heart is the center of all human action. Every word we speak, every step we take, and every dream we chase is born from the state of the heart. If the heart is pure of Iran, the actions are pure. If the heart is corrupt, even noble deeds lose their light. That is why the wise have said, reform the heart. And the people of Iran, and the world will reform with it. But what does it mean for a heart to undergo revolution? It means to awaken to truth, to become conscious of the purpose of life. To Iran and to align one's desires with the will of the Almighty means cleansing the heart from the idols of ego, greed, and in the people of Iran. And the great terrorism, this tyrant is not out there in the world, but within us. It is the self that whispers comfort when sacrifice is needed. Iran, the people of Iran, that invites distraction when reflection is required, and that craves ease when struggle is necessary. And the people of Iran, the revolution of the heart begins with awareness, recognizing that life is not random, that every breath is a gift and every moment a responsibility. Give up to Iran and the people of Iran, and it continues with discipline, training the heart to prefer what is right over what is easy, to seek meaning rather than pleasure. Iran and the people of Iran, and it is completed with devotion when the heart beats not for the self, but for truth, justice, and the service of the Creator. The people of Iran, history shows that every great movement was born from hearts that were alive, hearts that refused to accept injustice, hearts believed in divine guidance more than worldly power. The Viva people of Iran, a single heart awakened by thy truth can light 1,000 others, but when hearts are dead, filled with fear, vanity, they Iran and selfishness, and people of Iran, even the most powerful armies cannot bring real change. This inner revolution is the foundation of all lasting reform. It cannot be imposed from outside. Iran and the people of Iran, it must rise from within. Governments may change, borders may shift, wealth may move from hand to hand. But unless the heart of humanity transforms, they will give to Iran and the people of Iran. The world will remain trapped in the same cycles of greed, violence, and corruption. The outward world is a reflection of the inward world. Iran and the people of Iran, when the heart revolts against injustice within itself, against hatred, envy, deceit, it becomes a source of peace. Such a heart does not seek destruction, but restoration. Iran and the people of Iran, it does not burn with anger, but with purpose. It becomes a vessel of mercy and strength, capable of guiding others not through force, but through example. They will give up to Iran and the people of Iran. So let's not wait for the world to change before we change ourselves. Let us begin the revolution where it truly matters. Silence, in the silence of our hearts, up to Iran and the people of Iran, in the honesty of our thoughts and in the sincerity of our intentions. For when the heart is purified, the tongue speaks truth. When the heart is steadfast, the hands do good. And the people of Iran. And when the heart is awakened, entire nations can rise. The real revolution begins in the heart. And once that revolution takes place, no force on earth can suppress it. And the people of Iran. There is no dark more suffocating than the darkness of despair. When a person feels lost, powerless, and uncertain of why they exist. Despair is not born from poverty or pain. That Iran and the people of Iran, it is born from the absence of purpose. When the soul forgets it was created, life becomes a series of empty moments. But when the heart discovers its purpose, of wrong, even the heaviest burdens become meaningful. Indeed, purpose defeats despair. Purpose is the light that guides a person through the storms of life. It gives direction to pain. Iran and the people of Iran, meaning to struggle and strength to weakness. Without it, every obstacle feels unbearable. Every delay feels like failure. But with it, even suffering becomes sacred. And Iran and the people of Iran, for the believer understands that every test carries wisdom, every hardship refines the soul, and every step, even the difficult ones, leads closer to destiny. Despair whispers, Iran and the people of Iran. There is no point. Purpose replies. There is always a reason. Despair paralyzes. Purpose awakens. Despair focuses on what is lost. Purpose focuses on what can still be done. To Iran and the people of Iran, this is the difference between a life of survival and a life of meaning. To live with purpose means to live consciously. To recognize that every breath, every opportunity of Iran, and in every trial is part of a divine design. The Almighty does not create anyone without reason. A soul carries within it a unique mission, a sacred responsibility. When one understands this, they stop asking, why is this happening to me? And begin asking, Iran and the people of Iran, what is this trying to teach me? That change of question is the beginning of strength. The prophets, the righteous, and the people of Iran, and the reformers throughout history all carried immense burdens. Yet they never surrendered to despair. Why? Because they lived for something greater than themselves. And the people of Iran, their purpose lifted them above pain. When a person dedicates their life to truth service and faith, even loss becomes victory. For purpose turns suffering into sacrifice. Iran and the people of Iran, and sacrifice into elevation. Despair feeds on self-centeredness. It grows when we think only of our own comfort, our own success, our own wounds. But purpose expands the heart. And Iran, it connects us to others, to the world, to the Creator. When we act for something beyond our ego, despair loses its power. They were people of Iran, and the people of a mother endures sleepless nights because her love gives her purpose. A believer endures hardship because his faith gives him direction. They will kill Iran and the people of Iran. A servant of God stands firm through storms because he knows who he serves. Purpose is not found in pleasure, it is found in struggle. The path of purpose is often steep and lonely, people of Iran, but it is the only path that leads upward. The one who walks it may stumble, but he never loses hope, for he knows where he is going. When the heart is filled with purpose, and the people of Iran, failure cannot break it, and success cannot corrupt it. The secret defeat dissipating despair lies not in escaping pain to Iran and the people of Iran, but in transforming it, in using it as fuel to fulfill one's mission. The moment you give meaning to your suffering, despair begins to die. Iran and the people of Iran, it cannot survive in a heart that believes its trials serve a higher good. So when life feels heavy and the future seems dark, pause and remember you are not a mistake. They are up to Iran and the people of Iran. You were created with intention. The storm you face today may be preparing you for the strength you will need tomorrow. The heart that lives with purpose becomes a lantern in the night. They will give up to Iran and the people of Iran reign, but it never goes out its lights. Light spreads hope to others, hope who are lost in despair, reminding them that as long as one lives with meaning, Iran, no pain is wasted and no moment is empty. The greatest battlefield in life is not the one we walk upon. It is the one within us. The mind and the heart are a world of their own. Iran and the full of thoughts, desire, emotions, and whispers. Whoever learns to control this inner world becomes free, even if they are surrounded by chaos. The people of Iran, but whoever is controlled by becomes a prisoner, even in comfort and ease. The human being is not shaped by circumstances alone. Two people may face the same hardship. One collapses, the other rises. One complains, the other thanks. What separates them is not the size of their test and the people of Iran, but the state of their inner world. When the soul is disciplined and the mind is guided by faith, the storms of life lose their power. The outside may shake Iran, but the inside remains unbroken. Controlling your inner world begins with awareness of what you allow to enter your thoughts, your emotions, and your heart every day. Countless influences try to shape your inner state. Fear from the news, envy from comparison, anger from injustice, and doubt from whispers. If you do not guard your heart, they give Iran and the people of Iran, it becomes a battlefield without a commander. But if you rule it with faith, wisdom, and remembrance of the Almighty, peace begins to reign within. The wicked Iran and the people of Iran, the one who controls their inner world, does not read blindly to life. They do not allow anger to dictate words or desire to dictate decisions. They pause, reflect, Iran, and act with purpose. They understand that true strength is not the ability to control others, but the ability to control oneself, to remain patient when provoked, calm when tested, to Iran and the people of Iran, and hopeful when disappointed. Every great leader, every righteous reformer, every true believer began by conquering themselves. They learned to silence the voice of ego, the Iran, and the people of Iran, the waves of emotion, and to guide the mind toward truth. For if you cannot rule over your thoughts, how can you hope to rule over anything else? Give up to Iran and the people of Iran. The inner world is like a garden. If you plant seeds of gratitude, patience, and humility, it will bloom with peace. But if you neglect it, weeds of envy, fear of Iran, and arrogance will overtake it. Therefore, tend to it daily. Remove the weeds of negativity. Water it with remembrance. Expose it to the light of wisdom. In time, they will give up to Iran and the people of Iran. Your heart will become a sanctuary no storm can destroy. Faith plays a central role in this mastery. When a person trusts in the Creator, they no longer react in panic or despair. Iran and the people of Iran, their heart remains steady, knowing that every outcome is by divine wisdom. Faith gives balance to the inner world. It keeps the emotions from drowning the intellect and the intellect from hardening the heart. It aligns every thought with a higher purpose. Iran. Controlling your inner world also means freeing yourself from dependence on the opinions of others. Many live as prisoners of approval at Iran and the people of Iran, changing their mood and direction according to the praise or criticism they receive. But the one who knows their purpose and trusts in their Creator walks with dignity of Iran, neither inflated by praise nor broken by rejection. Remember, peace is not found by escaping the world, but by mastering the world within. Iran, the people of Iran. The outer world will always bring challenges, injustice, loss, betrayal, uncertainty. You cannot control these waves, but you can control the ship of your soul. Give up to Iran and the people of Iran. You can choose your response. You can choose calm, inness over chaos, gratitude over complaint, hope over despair. Control your inner and outer world will no longer control you. And the people of Iran, the one who possesses inner discipline possesses freedom. For true freedom is not the absence of hardship, but the ability to remain unshaken in its presence. When the heart is firm, it is up to run the people of Iran. The mind and the soul is at peace. No storm can sink you. The strongest person is not the one who conquers nations, but the one who conquers themselves. And the people of Iran. Victory is not born on the battlefield. It is born on before the first step, the first strike, or the first challenge. The people of Iran. True victory begins within, in the quiet places of the mind and heart, where faith is built, intentions are purified, and resolve is formed. Iran and the people of Iran. Every triumph that shines before them first began in the unseen world of the soul. Indeed, victory starts before the battle, before a warrior ever raises his sword, and he must conquer his fear. Before a leader changes a nation, he must discipline his thoughts. Before a believer overcomes a test, he must strengthen his trust in God. Iran and the people of Iran, the outcome of every struggle, whether physical, moral, or spiritual, is decided by the strength of the inner world. If the heart is steadfast, the hands will not tremble. The people of Iran, if the mind is clear, the path will not confuse you. The great mistake of many is to prepare only for the outer battle, to train the body, to plan the strategy. The people of Iran, to gather resources, yet neglect the most crucial weapon, the spirit. A weak heart cannot win even the smallest war, but a heart filled with conviction can change the course of history. When your belief is firm, your energy is multiplied. When your purpose is pure, they will give up to Iran, and the big people of Iran, your becomes inevitable, even if it takes time. Even victory begins with intention. Every act that is done sincerely for truth, for justice, and for the pleasure of the Almighty, the people around and carries power beyond human calculation. The one who begins with a pure heart is already halfway to success. But if the intention is corrupted by pride or greed, and the people of Iran, even great efforts may cram forward before you face the world, face yourself. Ask, why am I fighting? For whom do I strive? What is my ultimate goal? If this means you will give up to Iran and Iran, the victory also begins with preparation of the mind. Who constantly doubts himself is defeated before the first blow. The one who believes, who trains his patience, and the people of Iran, who trusts in the wisdom of the Creator. That person is already victorious, even in hardship. For victory is not merely the achievement of an outcome, it is the preservation of faith. Give up to Iran and the people of Iran. Dignity and purpose through every trial. Consider the prophets, rumors, and the righteous throughout history. Many of them faced defeat in appearance. They were outnumbered. Iran and the people of Iran rejectedly pressed, yet they never truly had lost. Why? Because their victory had already been achieved in their hearts. They refused to surrender their principles. He will give up to Iran and the people of Iran. They remained steadfast when others wavered. Their inner world had already conquered fear, so no external defeat could break them. Victory begins in patience. Iran. The battle is not won by the one who strikes first, but by the one who stands last. The believer knows that haste weakens and arrogance blinds, but patience refines and strengthens. People of Iran, each delay, each obstacle is a training ground for endurance. When your heart learns to wait without losing hope, the doors of victory begin to open. They will give up to Iran and the people of Iran, and victory begins in trust in the Almighty's plan. When you know that every outcome is under divine control, fear loses its grip. You no longer fight for your own glory, Iran and the people of Iran, but for truth itself. That kind of sincerity brings help unseen, blessings that unexpected, and outcomes that no human power could have achieved alone. So, my brothers and sisters and the people of Iran, do not measure victory by the applause of people or the trophies of the world. True victory is to remain faithful when tested, grateful when blessed, and calm when challenged. And your heart stands together. If your heart stands firm, even defeat becomes a step toward triumph.